Got it. Got it and done. All righty, y'all. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Islam, Islam, Islam. I am Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey. Here in Morocco at Northwest of Maxim. How are you? Guys, I'd like to welcome you to our 7-day tropic medical astro weather report for the 18th through 24th May 2023. And I am here with my magnificent and beloved brothers in whom I'm well pleased. And they are...
Islam people. I am Terrell to my bay. How are you today?
Islam
to you all.
Islam.
Pew, pew, you know it's brother. Pew, pew, you know all is well. Pew, pew.
Yo, you're
Bro,
hilarious.
what else was it, bro? What was it? The other appellation? What was it?
Brave heart, brave heart. I guess I'm laughing, y'all, because that pew pew. That kind of heart was, that shit is hilarious, bro. I wasn't expecting you to do that. That definitely caught me off guard.
Bro. And chilling in the green room. We got the exalted
Islam people. I'm chilling in the green room, keeping it green.
Keeping it green. Islam. So,
Miggy.
guys, what'd you say, bro?
Miggy brothers.
Miggy brothers. Yo. Moors, I greet you. Miggy. Right? So just getting this set, man. Actually. Okay, that's looking good, right? So let me take it back to the sunrise. I'm just setting things up, man. Let me hit the screen share here. Show you guys what we're going over. Let's just take it straight to the books so you guys can see the PDF pertaining to our 7 Hill Star Astro calendar, guys. Looky, Astro Cookie. 7 Hill Star Astro calendar for March, Aries 2023 to February, Pisces 2024. All righty. Time never was when man was not, if we are quoting Al-Hajj Sheikh Sharif Abdul Ali doing religious corporate activity via affidavit being Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And guys, we are here for the month, right? The moon cycle. That particular month we know is according to the, some will say, Sothic Gregorian calendar for May 2023. And guys, again, we're going through the 18th through the 24th. All righty. So what are we looking at? We're actually looking at, for the 18th, starting us out will be our beloved brother in whom we're well pleased with the Sol. So those 3 testimonies there while the moon is transiting Taurus. Brother Terrell to Mari Bay for the 18th. Look at that, a 555 sunrise. Looky, Astro Cookie. For the 19th, for when the new moon is actually happening, you guys can go on back and check our Intuition Monday where we went on that. I will be sharing it out to many different groups on Facebook, as well as people's DMs in the Instagram. You guys know how I do, how I get down. I will gorilla post straight to you. You know, we handle our own advertisement and distribution. However, our beloved brother in whom we're well pleased, Brother Braveheart L, will be going over that. He has a moon void of course, actually, after his lunar Martian sextile for 0 hours and 15 minutes. That void of course moon is for 57 minutes. All righty. 57 minutes that moon void of course. For the 20th, it is I, Brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, with those 3, well, actually 2 testimonies and the Leonian ingress pertaining to Mars, all righty, or the Martian ingress into Leo, let me say it like that, right? And I also have the solar ingress, all righty. Sun is ingressing Gemini, so look at that. There's a sextile there, right? There's a Sun Martian sextile that actually Brother Sean will be going in on the 22nd. However, before that, I do also have a moon void of course happening on the 21st also for that solar ingress in the Gemini for 5 hours and 17 minutes there for the 21st. All right, 22nd it is Brother Sean will email for the 22nd as Luna is transiting its home sign, Cancer, correct? And he will be doing those 4 testimonies there. For the 23rd, right? For the 23rd, we have our beloved brother whom we're well pleased with the sauce, brother Terrell Tamari Bay, for those 3 testimonies there for the 23rd. And on the 24th, guys, it will be I, brother Hassan Ghazi Obey, as you can see, right after my first testimony for that lunar Neptunian trine. There's a 5-hour and 22-minute void of course for Luna there, right? So you guys already know moon void of course is buyer's remorse. So make no transaction. I usually say make no major transactions. Make no transactions, all righty? Because I'm telling you, you can do something that's like, okay, well, I'm just going to order my lunch. It's not going to be like you want it. I promise you. You order the lunch, the food to get there. It's you wanted a burrito, it's going to be missing guacamole. You wanted a sandwich with fries, it's going to be a little bit of fries or no ketchup. It's just always something like that, I promise you. So you don't want to make transactions during the moon void of course. However, also on the 24th, what's really special, so special, from the our perspective here at the near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic, right? East Coast of it. In about 36 minutes, approximately 9 seconds after midnight, right? So just about 36 minutes and 9 seconds after midnight, Luna will be at 25 degrees Cancer, all righty? And you guys already know, if I told you this before in previous presentations, guys, make sure this is when you plant your seeds, because this is right after the new moon, yet before the full moon. Plant all your seeds, germinate and or plant all your seeds for plants that bear fruit above the ground. This will be the perfect time. Set your alarm clock, right? Test it out, right? Call my bluff. Test it out. For those on the East Coast, set your alarm clock for 36 minutes and 9 seconds after midnight. So when it strikes midnight, right, your alarm clock should be going off at 12:36:09, right, for you to be able to, plant your seeds. Don't do anything before it, because this is what I want you to do. I want you to take advantage of planting your seeds while the moon is not only in tropic Cancer, but also sidereal Cancer. So for those of you out there Midwesting it near the central time zone, take your time to do that on the 23rd at the 2300 hour, 36 minute and 9 second time frame. All righty. So make sure you set your alarm clock for 11:36:09 p.m. on the 23rd. And those of you that are West Coasting it, Pacific time, make sure you set your alarm clock for 21:36:09, which is 9:36:09 post meridian Pacific, so that you can then begin to germinate your seeds for all plants bearing fruit above ground. All righty. So that's how it goes from the 18th to the 24th. For you all. All righty, so let's come on back here, right? And then I'm going to stop screen share there, start screen share here, and give the co-pilot to Brother Sean. And what I'm going to do is do my editing on the fly, right? I'm going to edit our thumbnail and description for YouTube and then share it out as the bros are going in. So this is where I go on over here, and let's hit the share screen. Right? And share. All righty. Very team Umizumi of me, right? Anyway, I think that's what that is, right? All right, so with that being said, remote control. All right, there you go, Brother Sean. Boom, there's remote control. Over to you, right? Alrighty, so what we are doing here, we're starting out just 22 seconds after 0500 hours and 55 minutes. This is where we yield the floor to our beloved brother in whom we're well pleased with the sauce, Brother Terrell Tamari Bay. Islam.
Alrighty. So we're looking at the sun, and we're looking at the sunrise, right? The sun's at 27 degrees Taurus, 13 minutes. On the 18th of May, right? 5:55, the sun is rising near the Baltimore Corporation. So on this day specifically, I'll really just say yield to your imaginative abilities. However, don't be frivolous or don't be too just combine your imagination with practicality, so to speak. This is what that energy will be emphasizing. Coming to terms with, let's just say, theology in some sense, and then let's say cross-referencing it with property. Coming to terms with ownership or um, creating something, or what the word creator actually means. So, just to give an example, Brother Corey creates a certain breathing exercise or a certain meditative exercise to help you, calm your mind. That is his creation, and he created it. So no one can tell him what to do with it or what not to do with it. So that's pretty much the energy for this day here. That's coming to terms with, like I said, ownership, creation, creativity, so on and so forth, right? So before sunrise, funny enough, the sun is going to sextile Neptune. So this is, kind of that energy, of course, because Neptune is the imagination in a sense, otherworldly things. And it's in Pisces, so of course we're going into the mind. Of course, all is mind. That's being that reality is really being comprehended and grasped now. It's not just a quote, right? It's actually a lifestyle. So now it's being processed very prudently, so to speak. So we see Neptune is in the 11th house. So if you're up around this time, it could be just some wisdom or some sort of a guru, quote unquote, or a philosopher that you come across that basically clarifies your thought process, or maybe your dream. So on this day, I would say definitely write down your dreams. Or when you rise, write down your dreams and what you experienced in the dream world, right? And you'll be glad what you what you write down as you come back to it. Let's just say 28 days from now. All right, moving on. The Venus and the Moon. Moon and Venus are going to sextile, right? Moon is in Taurus in the 12th house, and Venus is in the 3rd house, right? Yeah, so look, there's the writing. And this is before sunrise too. So yeah, that's no coincidence, right? So really just or something that you may be that's some things that may be communicated to you, or some message coming from a close friend that let's just say ignite some sort of interest pertaining to self-care. Like now you're going to start, taking your diet more seriously. This is that moment of initiation. So now you're just like I said, taking care of your body more effectively and seriously rather than superficially. So it's just like as simple as getting into nutrition or knowing what a probiotic and an antibiotic is, things of that sort, right? So that's pretty much the energy there. And lastly, the moon is going to conjunct Uranus, which is great. Because now this is the this is like coming to terms with all of this.
Is bro still there? Did his mic go out?
Do you hear me?
Yes, now we can. Yes, bro. You're loud and proud.
Islam. Yeah, practicality is what I was saying. The moon's in the 7th, Uranus is in the 7th as well. They are conjunct, as you can see, 19 degrees, 28 minutes. Yeah, so like I said, the information or the wisdom or this this knowledge that's being bestowed upon you, it now makes sense. It's not just the otherworldly is become to the earth now. It's like, oh yeah, they do that there and they do that here too. It's kind of that thought process in the sense of there's no that's 4th dimension, 5th dimension, 6th dimension talk or whatever. You want to say it's like that, it can sort of be like that in some sense, but yeah, it's just really I don't know. Let's just say somebody's into Star Trek and now they watch Star Trek and now they see how whatever they did on Star Trek is similar to what just happened last cycle on with something they experienced. So, it's just coming to terms with the things that seems unusually uncanny, but it's actually very natural and it pertains to nature's law. So that's pretty much the energy there. So yielding to nature's law is this moon conjunct Uranus energy in Taurus. So be open to that and don't try to control because you'll burn yourself. Islam, I yield.
Islam.
Right.
Pew, pew.
Y'all. Y'all.
What do you say?
Pew, pew, we're moving on to sunrise.
Islam. Islam.
Wow.
Islam, yeah. We got sunrise, 28 degrees, Taurus. Right? It's kind of 500 hours, 54 minutes. How did I get that notification to turn off? Shit. Anyways, 28 degrees Taurus, which we know we're about to have that new moon approaching, right? New moon. So make sure you go check out Intuition Monday as me and Brother Sign went on that globally. And just for this sunrise, this is a good time, like organize all of ye's literature. Even your little ones' literature, and just organizing the home, the domus, whatever terms you would like to express for that. Just, gathering everything together, cleaning, tossing things out that are, no longer of use, right? And just not really hoarding on anything, just letting it go. And yeah, also just clearing out everything that you don't need, you non-statutorily. So if one, has got like clothes or, old books, just whatever that's old that you've been saying you need to do, just get rid of it or, donate it, do something with it. And with that, I'll yield the floor. Occurring before sunrise, we have a Mercurian-Saturnian sextile. If anybody's in the chat, put a 1 if you think Brother Jag's gonna have more 6 houses, or put a 2 if you think he's gonna have 7 houses.
Y'all are hilarious.
All righty, so we have Mercury, 6 degrees, 30 minutes, Taurus, and look at that. Saturn's in the 12th house in his joy. All right, let's see. 6 degrees Taurus is a degree of many enemies, right? Saturn's in its joy. So this is some I feel like some people that might have been like envy or jealous against you might be coming out of the woodworks. But you're looking forward, you're not really looking to really worry or be in communication with beings who aren't for ye's own upliftment or love, right? They're just examples of how not to be, how like kind of the as above, so below. If they operate on hate and envy, you'll be the opposite of that and not, paying those things any mind. With that, it's kind of like that 50 Cent song, many men, right? It's many enemies, many enemies. I ain't worried about them, right? And and just put the boundaries on there. Saturn deals with restrictions and boundaries, Mercury's communication. So it's just putting your boundaries up, knowing what's too much and what's not enough, so that when ye is communicating with other beings, or even even yourself, just know when to stop, put a pause, say hold up, and truly value the things that you deem worthy to yourself, and really look to expand upon just one's philosophy and wisdoms, right? If one's been geared towards material things, all right, now take that and look to do something with the breath work. Do something with the breath work. With that, I'll yield the floor. Moving on, we have a lunar Neptunian sextile. And this is occurring right before the new moon. So this is Neptune's in the 9th, Luna's in the 11th. So yeah, I'm just feeling, right, that I have to put my stuff on, that a lot of beings are really gonna see some things. Neptune deals with like institutions and mind, right? And it's also in the 9th house, so foreign, which this could be foreign near you, something that you don't know, or globally here. And Luna's in the 11th, so 27 is Man, look and see. No, it's a fortunate degree. Yeah, it's fortunate. So just preparing oneself, like this is envisioning and visualizing some things that ye wants for themselves. And even just like meditating on like some scriptures or some books that one could have been reading, really just gathering that information. And a lot of things will be coming to light, especially if you look at kind of the dual nature side of things. And it's also, let's see, Luna's the people in the 11th house. So I'm also just seeing that a lot of like the fake woke culture and everything else. And, folks are really gonna start seeing through that shit.
Exposed.
For example, I posted a video on TikTok yesterday, and I seen this live, right? Because sometimes I just hit pause and don't scroll through any other shit. But I was like, man, let's see. And I'm just looking at stuff, and I see this live going, so I hop in there because folks really hate themselves. When you see folks debating about does marriage matter or why does men hate women or women, they hate themselves because they don't know themselves. They talk about the black. So what did I do? I went in there and said black equals hell. The host immediately turned off the comments. And I'm like, real? So a lot of beings are going to be seeing that what was popular or, what gets them going, the whole toxicity stuff. Because, like Luna's exalted in Taurus, but when you think about Taurus, it's really holding on to things, right? It's like, I don't want to let it go. But, and let's see, Uranus is there too, in that 11th. And so it's a lot of radical changes coming, and it's about to be the new moon. So really just seeing through the illusion of things like, what you thought you really valued might have only been the truth. And now you can take an opportunity to open oneself up to the divine truth because Luna's rule over that first house. So a lot of things about yourself are going to be coming, up through your intuition or, just getting psychic downloads or visions or dreams. You're really not going to be able to ignore it. And it's best to not ignore the things that are coming up and know how to have discernment between what's real and what's reality, what's truth and what's divine truth. And with that, I yield the floor.
And stop lying to yourself.
Stop lying. Why you always lying? Why the fuck you lying? Stop lying to yourself.
Oh my God.
Y'all are hilarious, man.
Stop lying to yourself. Stop lying. All right. So yeah, 10th house like it's going down. This new moon in Taurus or Toro, right?
Toro.
And we also got Uranus in there as well. I'm trying to think what else do we.
Look at Venus. Goodness gracious.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is beautiful because Luna and Venus, are in that mutual reception. So there's a lot of beauty to be had here. So make sure that everyone, is, and this is occurring in the 10th house near Baltimore on the East Coast, right? So, I think there's going to be a lot of beauty in folks coming back into the mindsets of their ancient foremothers and forefathers. And it's going to be clear because they thought they were, honoring them by saying, I'm from Africa, it's Black this or Egyptian-ish. But, I think it was kind of like only a forerunner as just Marcus Garvey was for Prophet Noble Drew Ali. So getting past the forerunner and now able to see like, hey, we've been told and now we're, being open to this information and we're going to really value it. And Venus is in Cancer at 12 degrees. So this is universal law and retribution here. So you really can't get away from it. So, even though we know that, Cancer rules the home, Venus is ruling over the 3rd house and the 10th. So this is community here in career. This is getting with those that know law or bringing up the confidence of yourself. It's like, okay, this new moon's in Taurus. Let me plant the intentions to start studying and valuing myself and the information so that I don't have to operate out of fear, false evidence appearing real, but I'm now operating in confidence and, boosting up my self-esteem to start asking these questions and start doing the things that need to be done. And Uranus is at the 19 degrees. I think that's like leader of a party, self-made man.
Or self-made man, yeah.
Become a self-made mind and not look to let others make you, whether that's going to the church or just anything. Like he has to become aware of self. And that's the first most important part. Then you can't be played. Because once you know self, then you know others. So instead of trying to, go backwards with it, just go within. And, the sun's rolling over that ascendant in the chart. So, I think there's a lot of things that are going to be coming to light to various homes, the children, and just, how you think on the inner and deeper natures. With that, I yield the floor.
Wow.
Let's see. Next up, we have a Luna Martian sextile. All right. I think this is the last aspect before Luna goes void, of course. I mean, look, and I'm correct, right? Luna's in the 10th, or Mars is in the 11th. Pardon me, the 9th. Luna's in the 9th and Mars in the 11th. Right.
Dos.
So 29 degrees. Yeah, this is beautiful too. Because now it's like things are gonna start clicking, right? Luna, higher learning, 9th house, and also travel. So maybe taking a long trip somewhere and maybe having some realizations about some things. That one once thought valued or what they held to be true up until this point. And Mars in the 11th is just refiguring your drive, right? So maybe those that work within groups and networks are just making some changes. It's a 29, 18, 20. So wow, it's like all 22 together. So yeah, opportunity to really build something masterful, right? Becoming love and wisdom, right? Like Joseph and Mary, and then building Solomon's temple within, making those changes. And really, start seeing that, all the beings that you thought were outside of you, you really realize that those been on, been within you the whole time. And I think there's going to be a lot of folks angry, but please don't beat folks up. But if you do,
let it be just.
Let it be just. There we go. Don't do it out of emotions. Let it be out of justice. Please let it be out of justice. Mercury's ruling the chart. Mercury's in the 8th, also ruling over the 10th house cusp. So really valuing coming back to the word is bond, right? For those that operate in fiduciary positions, because a lot of folks gonna realize that we're home. So once they can get past the whole we came over here on slave ships and every other avalanche of lies that has been heaped upon us daily and annually, folks really start seeing look forward to moving on from things that they deem to be just and true, and not waiting on a savior. This is back to that lunar Martian, activating that within and really being able to see the beauty, Venus, and the values of just being able to operate out the heart and do things that's right for ye self, ye's family, and ye's loved ones and those around you. And with that, I'll yield the floor. Luna will be going void, of course, for 57 minutes. So no purchases, no major purchases, or really just anything. So make sure you cop everything you need to. I mean, if you can't wait 57 minutes and whatever you're trying to cop, that shit ain't gonna work. It's like, man, 7 Hills starts dead. Just wait. Like, man, 57 minutes? I mean, not that bad,
Wow.
Let that be the start of your discipline.
Yeah,
If you
yeah,
like.
Chopper
Right.
didn't be itching that bad. So yep, moving on next. We've got the lunar ingress into Gemini. So
Interesting.
happy early lunar return to all my Gemini moons out there.
Still won't be ninth house too. I got a glimpse at it. I don't know why this computer's doing what it's doing right now. But it is what
Everybody,
because I did the restart and everything.
It's that shadow period. You know how I go.
man, I'm saying like the shadow and the shadow be like worse than the actual retrograde.
Yeah, I mean, I feel things are moving a little more forward. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward. Mercury getting past 15 degrees, 37 minutes in Taurus. I will say that. I'm definitely looking forward to that. Okay. Well, as the computer makes its mind. What'd you say, bro?
So it could be like the movie Click. It's like, oh man, it's like a retrograde. Fast forward.
Yeah, I know, right? However, as the computer tends to make up its mind, I guess, if it has one, guys can go to 7hillstar.com, sign up for your Mirror Astro Literacy sessions, because that's really the first thing you guys need is self-reflection. And guys, you know, we are internationally certified professional astrologers. We make sure people have exactly what they need. And shout out to all of you that actually trust us continuously, you know, and come to us over the last few years. You still consistently come to 7 Hill Star. Even those of you that are, you know who you are. I won't say, you know, any appellations, but those of you that are into like so-called governmental offices and things of that nature, you know, we definitely appreciate you guys coming to us for your astrology so that you can be able to make suitable decisions based on the astrology, because you actually see how it's actually assisting you and working out. This is very interesting. I've never seen it go this much.
Yeah, so whenever y'all want to, move along from the kindergarten astrology, right? When you want to deal with the toxic stuff, come over to 7 Hill Star. Really get you what you need. Just one thing where toxicity is kindergarten.
Yeah, I mean, you know, and I get it. When most people just like, am I gonna fall in love? Am I gonna make some money? You know, I mean, and it's funny because that's not what astrology actually is. Like, I was letting someone know about Antisha and Contra Antisha and how you always see the quote unquote cycle 7 when you're talking about the main sign, and then you draw it to its Antisha, and then from the Antisha to the Contra Antisha, you're drawing a 7. I don't care what you say. It's always a 7, right? And just me saying that, only those of us that really comprehend Antisha know what I just said. However, I've also recognized those that are really good at Antisha never see that 7 until it's pointed out. And then another 7 is dividing the circle by 7, you know, and getting your Sunday through Saturday every 51.42 degrees, right? I know I just said a whole lot and gave a whole answer. However, comprehension is key to what it is that I just said, right? This is very interesting. Sirius is being very serious right now. Anyway. So
this is not that serious.
I know, right? And it's funny too. I was just speaking about the update earlier. However, that's not what it is. This is just probably just computer, you know, fighting for set some things up based on memory. It's the most I've ever seen it do it. It's like, what you mean, Moon and Gemini? I don't want to do it. But
I don't want to talk about it.
Right, I know, right? But I know it's going to be in the 9th house. I got a chance to take a glance because I was like, I wonder if it's going to be there, you know. However, what I can do in the meantime, in between time, okay. Hey, look, it's decided to get itself together. And that's interesting. Maybe my computer is doing something because it's been asking an update too. And I'm just like, So we give the floor to our beloved brother. Guys, remember, when you go to 7hillstar.com, right? Not only do we have a free natal chart calculator there, you know, courtesy of our colleagues at AstroCharts. However, guys, that's just so you could just do some quick casting and looking. However, what you want to do is scroll on down and check out our appointments section or our classes section. And some of the titles in the classes section will be changing very soon. However, it's timeless. The classes are actually timeless because of the information that's there will actually prepare you, because our perspective, we have an advantage over all astrologers on the planet. And I know some people will try to, say things, because you got some astrologers out there, they want to speak about bipolar stuff and schizophrenia and all these things. How sometimes people will try to speak around you, but they're talking about you, but won't say it directly to you. I'd be seeing that shit from a mile away. So the thing is that what a lot of people don't recognize when it comes to the world, and it's funny, I'm a Cancer communicating to you about some things that are on the higher spectrum. My brother Sean's about to go into Moon and Gemini in the 9th house. And when I'm saying spectrum, I'm not speaking about autism there. No offense to those that are on the spectrum. What I'm actually speaking to is that a lot of people can't handle that prophecy is fulfilling itself, especially with 7 Hill Star being who we are. We are prophecy manifest. And you can take that how you want. You can be disgusted with it. You can be happy about it. You can be depressed, or you can be elated about that. Either way, what it is that we are ancient foremothers and forefathers returned, and our brains, the way we move just in the mind alone, is at least 720 degrees. Whereas our Albion sons and daughters, who purport to be astrologers, but really they're just enthusiasts when it comes to astrology, because the sincere astrologer must be in full harmony with nature. And true astrologers can only be more shamanic. Again, you can be upset with that. However, I know the words that I'm actually saying. I'm not seeking to speak connotatively in any way, shape, or form. If you're not in harmony with nature, you're just an astrological enthusiast. You have some enthusiasm about astrology, but you could never, I don't care how many times you go to Kepler College or anywhere and think you're, oh, look, I got my certificate in astrology. That's cute. However, are you in harmony with nature? Do you still think that you have a president and there's a United States government? And see, just that alone lets me know that, you could be a 70-year-old astrologer. In your mind, I still just see a 70-year-old astro enthusiast. Not knocking your credit or your books that you write. I just know that you're not us. And can never be, unless you transition, and then maybe that spirit gets reincarnated into a it really doesn't matter either, because there's some copper tone people out here who are farther away from being themselves than some of our pale skinned sons and daughters. So let me just really speak, alrighty, to the fact that 7 Hill Star is clearly the only astrologers to come to. We can sit here and observe a lot of our colleagues and refine even what they're doing. They could have been astro enthusiasts before we manifested in the 80s and 90s. They were only setting things up for us to take it to the next level and improve it. Is that clear? So call me egotistical, call me pompous, do whatever. 9 times out of 10, I don't give a fuck. Oh, I'm sorry, I was wrong. 11 times out of 10, I don't give a fuck. So with that being said, I yield the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, Brother Sean Ali Mel, Islam.
Right. We have this lunar ingress occurring in the 9th house, which is looky in a Gemini. So it's about the next 2.5 degrees, or what some term days. Everyone's gonna be feeling chatty, maybe a little feeling exploratious, making that up there. Maybe wanting to explore, just ask questions Getting into that childlike manner, just being curious about life, curious about, what do you believe? What do you have faith in? What do you know? What would you like to know? Just asking questions and enjoying things. With Mercury as a chart ruler, right? Rolling over that 1st and 10th. Just getting curious about what one really wants for the long term. And Mercury is in the 8th, right? So, just being curious about the mysteries of things, right? For those that, love conspiracy, theories, getting on the other side of the fence of that and getting into truth and just not, being in that conspiracy type of ordeal. Because at the end of the day, it's all going to come back to your mindset, your intuition, and emotions. How are you feeling those? How do you understand those? Are you letting those things rule over ye? Or does ye rule over those lower natures so that higher self always has the wheel, right? Letting that I am have the wheel. When you say, Jesus, take the wheel. I am. Take over the wheel. Right? And yeah, they're just like, minor opportunities to really expound upon the things that you find truth in. I think a lot of folks also are going to be, maybe having some conversations with their preachers, lawyers, attorneys, and all those, and just asking questions. Ye doesn't have to know everything, but once you have the principle, the foundation, the root, and are just okay with, asking questions, not trying to be any way or specific, a lot of answers will be revealed to you as long as you be honorable and just operating out of love. With that, I'll yield the floor to the last aspect of the day. We have a lunar Plutonian trine. They trine in. They trine in. Trine in. Look at that. Luna's in the 9th. We already knew that. Pluto's in the 4th. Interessante. Yeah, new beginnings, right? This is coming off, well, this is still coming off that new moon energy that we had in Taurus and Toro. So yeah. I'm just getting a feeling like a lot of beings are gonna be like leaving home. Whether that's physically, right? Maybe going to stay with some grandparents or some friends and uncles, maybe taking off to go to school or go travel, or they could just be, transitioning out of everything that the family valued. And now they're finding their own values and finding their own truth. And that's with Luna and Pluto, but also Jupiter as well, being in Taurus. Just finding one's own truth and really valuing that. Wow. And it's kind of like a grand trine here, right? The ascendant is 0 degrees Libra. So yeah, we got a grand trine between Luna, ascendant, and Pluto. So yeah, the mental energy is definitely going to be strong this day. So I would say just to journal, dance, and just get creative in whatever way that the Yi likes to get creative. Read you some literature. Read the Circle 7. Read the Holy Quran. Read Prophet Noble Drew Ali, and really quit listening to these beings that you see on the internet. And if you still do, start asking these questions. How are we Black? When have we ever been Black? When have they ever been white? What's the real American? Why is no one talking about Prophet Noble Drew Ali, which we are, but globally, collectively, why is no one talking about these things? And just be open to learn, once again, dual nature from everything that you thought was true, that you thought was real. Yeah, your glass and your heart, your glass might be shattered, your heart might be hurt, but once again, we love you enough to tell you the truth of the matter and the divine truth. And yeah, balance, love, and just letting go of old home matters. With that, I yield the floor to the living master, Brother Hassan.
You are hilarious, bro. Indeed, indeed. Let me set that up and hit next there for the sunrise for the 20th. And I appreciate you, bros, going in on that Iloa Sakiel and Iloa Anael. All righty.
That Mars void of course too.
Say that again.
I said that Mars in void of course. So yeah,
technically, yes, that is absolutely
just
true.
chill, if you're pushing and you're really not sure, or just be like that EPMD song and just kind of chill and just wait while the planets do their thing, make their transits, and then it'll all come back into full circle. And I yield the floor.
Islam, broski doski, Islam. Just sharing. I was sharing out, of course, as you know, to those out there on Facebook. I will be sharing soon again once I finish up this Saturday and Sunday. So, guys, if we check it on out here, we see for the 20th, sunrise is taking place at 29 degrees Taurus, 9 minutes, guys. So, here we are fully aware. All righty. Pertaining to the value pertaining to our ego. How do we really shine to others? Well, where is that value? How is our subconscious mind actually valued within ourselves? Very strong self-esteem type of transit here, right? Fourth house is Leo, so therefore, what we'll be really recognizing is really just with that that self-esteem, a real strong sense pertaining to security, and really getting a hold strongly on that fascination and denial within ourselves, maybe reflecting on some things that we learned from mother and father, possibly, so to speak, and then allowing ourselves to grow and have a stronger stance pertaining to our potential as we interact with everyone else. That's our peers, so to speak. And with that, I yield the floor. Right before sunrise, well, a couple hours before sunrise, actually, we have a lunar Saturnian quartile that's taking place. So we're allowing ourselves to be securely stimulated by some essential things. We may find the beauty that is, we may actually find the beauty in what's really communicated to us in a very secure fashion, really allowing ourselves to nurture that communication and our thoughts so that we can actually have a joyful rise in how we discipline ourselves and find some very fortunate means in isolating the spiritual keys that are necessary for our own growth. With Jupiter ruling the ascendant, these things will 9 times out of 10 allow themselves to turn out in a fashion where that security will be expanded. So some of you may be thinking of ways to cover ye tracks. Maybe you have some plans in doing some things. You want to be very fortunate. So I think this will be some of the best preparation you've considered, maybe some hours before this time where this transit is taking place. All right. And so you'll be able to further institute a sincere rise in the joy pertaining to your spirituality, while also being able to stimulate it in a secure fashion because your thoughts are clear. And with that, I yield the floor. After that Martian void, of course, it's ingressing Leo at about 1100 hours and 31 minutes, right? So we are looking at a Martian ingress into Leo. And I'm thinking that Martian ingress into Leo will be taking place probably in the first house. The first or 12th. Let's see. I'm curious to see. Might actually be. It's 12th house. Look at that. That was okay. That was close. I say first or 12th. All right. So at about 1100 hours, 31 minutes and 15 seconds Eastern, or 11:31:15 anti-meridian Eastern, right before noon, right? About 28 minutes and 45 seconds before noon. Mars is ingressing 180 degrees from its joy. So it will reflect, and it's interesting because the higher octave of Mars, Pluto, is in Mars's joy in the 6th house. I think that's thoroughly interesting to see. All right. With part of spirit there along with Mars. and it's funny because it's all happening in the 12th house, guys. Take your spiritual ideals. And with these spiritual ideals, be very creative and almost, allow your inner child to guide your spiritual ideals so you can have proper comprehension, because you're going to need that comprehension in order to really find some fortune in or find some chance happenings with you alluding to deny some things about yourself. You may find some support from beings that may, really go, hey, no, that's not what that is. Or you may find some inspiration from some children that see something in something you've done some time ago, whether it was a book or some music. Maybe you're an old artist of some sort musically, and you'll find that some children today want to sample a song you really thought was trash, and and they pointing out to you all the beauty in it, and it gives you this new sense of really loving yourself and really respecting that time that you've taken. If this is you and you're within earshot of this, why don't you go and get yourself a mirror AstroLiteracy session, or maybe you want to check some progressions for yourself and get a progress session. We offer 4 different types of mirror sessions, along with all the other classes that we provide, as well as reports. And Mental Magician Report is our primary report that we always push also, whereas we have tons of different things, and all the bros are able to provide you mirror sessions and reports in terms of Brother Corey, myself, Brother Sean, and Brother Terrell. All right. So with that being said, make sure you take the self fascination and denial lemons. Be very fortunate in being creative and making it some lemonade by getting the spirit, the water necessary to be able to be active with those spiritual ideals. And with that, I yield the floor. And my final testimony before I go into sunrise for the 21st, my final testimony is that Martian Plutonian reflection, which I'm going to say is that's kind of what I knew. I knew it was going to happen in a totally different set of different axis other than the 6th and 12th axis. It's happening on the 1st and 7th. Look at that self-transformation. All righty. When it comes to how you stand amongst your peers, right? And the structure there to and there from, while people are going to really be able to find some dignified beauty in assisting you and partnering with you, because what they're looking to do is actually have their ideals and plans move forward. So you'll find yourself probably also making tough decisions on something that you really didn't agree with some time ago. However, now you actually can see why you did once disagree, and now why you no longer actually disagree, because now you have the knowledge that is necessary. With Luna actually are in Gemini. Interesting, 17 degrees Gemini is homicide though. So what you may have to do is really probably 9 times out of 10 allow yourself to creatively investigate and maybe serve something that may seem like it's killing someone, not physically. However, it may be to some type of thought or some communication, right? And what will actually happen is people will then begin to find different ways in actively transforming the way that they actually contract, and will probably change their entire infrastructure. And so to find a way to make things a little more secure. However, I think this is also speaking to a lot of people realizing that they worked for beings and or places that seem to have spotlight a certain sense of security for the community, when actually it was a festering petri dish for being sued. And with that, I yield the floor. Moving on to sunrise for the 21st. My sunrise for this particular sunrise, it's actually going to take place in Gemini, and sun ingress is Gemini before this sunrise. However, the sun is rising at 007. All righty, golden eye, right? Look at that. So with sun at 0 degrees Gemini, 7 minutes taking place here at the ascendant, this solar ascendant conjunction termed sunrise. what we'll find ourselves doing is be able, you may have to communicate some things to some children and be able to share how to do some writing. So you may find yourself doing some homeschooling and really taking some time to practice some different literary practices and also writing skills. And two, math will also be included so that you can be able to improve not only your standing with the child or children, but the children be able to better their own standing within their own subconscious mind. And therefore you will be a harbinger of self-esteem and confidence building. With that, I yield the floor. Happening before sunrise is when sun ingresses Gemini, approximately 3 minutes after 0300 hours, right? Approximately 9 minutes after 0300 hours. So with that being said, I'm pretty sure that's taking place maybe in the second house. Look, okay, I was right. Hey, man, my mathematics is getting pretty good with knowing where that's going to happen, right? I know it's not hard, right? We got about 2 hours per house when talking Placidus, all right? So with that being said, was I wrong, Sean? We're still in the 21st.
It was me. I had Sun ingress Taurus, so here you go. Sun's now in Gemini.
It's still in the second house.
Pardon me, living master.
No worries, no
Pardon
worries.
me,
It's still in the second house. It's kind of what I expected either way, is for it to be in the second house, though. So with that being said, what we can really allow ourselves to do here with this solar ingress into Gemini, make sure you find a means to actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Be very, guys, allow yourself to be very creative in how you are possessing the service that you provide. All righty. And when someone goes to write any reviews about the service that you provide, take it in stride, take the suggestions, make the changes that would be accommodating without completely sacrificing or destroying your integrity. All right. So with that being said, Venus is actually ruling over this. Venus is in a double Cancer energy here. It's not only is it in Cancer, it's also in the 4th house. With that, it's conjunct Sirius. Like, am I not seeing it conjunct Sirius right now? It's clearly conjunct Sirius. All righty. So with Venus conjunct Sirius, guys, allow yourselves to, you're going to probably find some type of moment with your dog or some moment with dogs. Who knows? Maybe you're watching a movie that has dogs in them and things of that nature. Or maybe you're someone who actually has or has been seeking to start some dog walking service. All righty. And so what's going to actually take place here is a means for you to probably begin to even advertise, hey, look, we actually do dog walking. And so maybe you'll start putting things out there on social media, different groups on Facebook, and maybe posting flyers in your own neighborhood, despite any opposition and people telling you, oh, that's a dumb idea. You'll actually move forward with this energy. And I think you'll do pretty good, especially for the first 6 to maybe even 12 months. So the first half to whole year, you'll do pretty good with this. Just make sure you're making prudent decisions in any sudden changes that you want to make along the way. Because I think you have the passion for it. However, your plan and how you're really going to execute it, I kind of think you're building it while you're flying it. So just make sure you really allow yourself to make the changes that are necessary for more permanency and people trusting you with their dogs. And with that, I yield the floor. The next aspect is a solar Plutonian trine. Hey, the sun is just getting a lot of love here on the first sunrise. It's ingressing the Gemini and now trining Pluto. All righty. So this is probably going to take place, what? 1st and 10th house-ish? Where are we at? 11th and 7th. Okay, I was a little off on that one. I was 2 houses off on each, right? I said 1st and 2 off of the sun, 3 off of, well, 4 technically, off of Pluto. All right, so this is taking place at 0 degrees, 16 minutes, partile trine, of course, because they're both at 0 degrees 16 minutes, just Sun's in Gemini, Pluto's in Aquarius. With this being said, guys, we can really allow some real harmony to happen with maybe pouring out some knowledge, locally to your neighborhood. Maybe you're going to be a part of some meeting. Maybe you're going to a town hall meeting. This is your time to shine, right? And bring some things here. Or maybe this is where you're going to plan for whatever town hall meeting is showing up, because I know this is taking place on Sunday. So maybe this is here where you can get all your thoughts together, be able to probably team up with other beings, or maybe you're shining a light on some things about other people's children but in a helpful fashion. Maybe you're actually organizing or assisting to organize a presentation by getting, I don't know, maybe the crafting done with cardboard and glue and glitter and other things, so that the children can probably present something at a town hall meeting or something that Monday or Tuesday. And so with that being said, just be very transformative in how it is that you relate to others by putting forward your creativities, so that other people will see that the way that you actually benefit them is by being great at what you do, however, for the benefit of the youth. And with that, I yield the floor. The next transit is a lunar Neptunian quartile. And after this lunar Neptunian quartile occurring approximately 11 minutes after 1800 hour. So that's right, 6:11:28 post meridian, or 1800 hours, 11 minutes and 28 seconds for the 21st May 2023. And this lunar Neptunian quartile is taking place. You see Luna is clearly there in the 8th house, right? So Neptune's there in the 5th. So what we can allow ourselves to do, guys, really nurture the way that you are spotlighting how you're partnering with people. If you're sharing some types of energy, some shared account energies, you're going to find that there's going to be some faded interaction with the institution, which you really want to bring a light to how are you budgeting that energy, not just the energy of whatever it is on the outside, however, actually budgeting how one another are communicating to each other to make sure that there's nothing left to guessing, and that there's not huge communication issues that will probably turn into some expensive outcome that needs to be rectified later. So this would be a really great time to make sure that you're creatively instituting the proper communication, so that there's no misplaced value in partnering with someone or having joint account energies. With Mercury in the 7th, ruling over the 8th house, and Jupiter in the 6th, ruling over the 5th house, as well as Jupiter is also ruling over the 2nd. What I can say here is just make sure you are giving a valuable service, alrighty, to one another. So treat one another not just in a brotherly fashion, but be able to relate in a fashion to where you're not being too familiar, where you're just not even saying please and thank you, no matter how long you've known each other, how long you've been doing business. And if it is an actual relationship, still treat things like you're courting. Sometimes the length in certain relationships endure further. Those lengths actually get a little longer because the bare necessities and just, sincere and genuine politeness, so to speak, are still at the forefront of that interaction. With that, I yield the floor. There's a moon void, of course, happening after this, right? And the moon is going to be void, of course, for about 5 hours and 17 minutes. So for those 5 hours and 17 minutes from about 1800 hours, 11 minutes to about 2300 hours, 28 minutes, right? Which is about 11:28:17 post meridian. Guys, make no transactions there, right? So make all your transactions prior to 1800 hours, 11 minutes, right? Prior to 6:11 post meridian Eastern, right? So that you can be able to enjoy whatever it is that you would like to have on making that transaction prior to that. And you can enjoy that between 18, 11, and 23, 28. However, lunar ingresses at this time at 2300 hours, 28 minutes, and 17 seconds Eastern, or 11:28:17 post meridian Eastern, from our perspective here near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic. And that's happening within the 6th house, where that is actually occurring. And so this is what I'm really seeing here, guys. Sharpen up your service, so to speak, that it is that you provide. If you want to turn your everyday hustle into something that where you don't have anyone over your back and you want to make your own schedule, then here's where you got to show up for work earlier than you did when you were working for someone else. What you would like to do is be able to set a standard for yourself. And just imagine, with what you're taking, this will actually then too give you a perspective of when you were working for other beings, why they were like, oh, you got to be on time or be early. Really make this important, because just like you and your venture now, someone you now can retrospectively look at, oh, okay, so this is why these beings, because this is their business and they wanted me to do this, and that, or whatever. Or this is their venture, right? So now with that, not only are you going to have a means to be one who fosters, so to speak, your own quote unquote, some people say out there in their world, dependent, or we're not talking, tax purpose business here. We're talking about beings that can allow themselves to move without, having to be under the Secretary of State or the Secretary of the Treasury doing, trade or business, which is performing functions of public office at the pleasure of the governor. We're not talking about that. However, you might could utilize this energy if that's you. What we're actually speaking about is someone who can actually nurture, all right, and secure their own everyday means and or venture to secure resources for themselves by making sure they are taking themselves seriously before even seeking to have someone assist them or hire them or partner with them to get whatever that venture and or task is completed. All right. So with that being said, make sure you guys are being very judicious in your decision making so that you can be able to thoroughly nurture the outcome of your everyday endeavors. And with that, I yield the floor to my beloved brother, in whom I'm well pleased, Brother Shanaleen L. Islam.
Yo, Islam. Right. Here we go. Yeah, we got Sun in Gemini, so happy early solar return to all the Geminis.
Oh, Geminis.
You already know 2 of the 5 best, birthday is coming up,
Best solar returns ever, right? Their mom's birthdays, but their solar returns. You're exactly correct, bro. Seriously.
I ain't gonna say who. But all right, guys. Sunrise for the Monday. So make sure you check out Intuition Monday. That might be the ingress. Gemini, we might be doing that Monday. Let me check real quick. Let's see. What we on?
The ingress for what? The sun?
Sun? I've already did that.
Yeah, that was the 21st. I just covered that, bro. At 3:09 a.m. Yeah. You're talking about the solar ingress in the Gemini, correct?
Yep, the 22nd coming up. Yep. So make sure you join us for that. As we'll be giving you.
Oh, you're talking about when we go in on the solar ingress, right? Yes, to speak about it. Because when we do that Intuition Monday, bro, you're right. We'll be talking about it a day after it's occurred. However, we'll still be able to delineate that energy for that entire cycle that, speaking on the ingress, we're just really speaking about that entire solar transit. However, bro, I yield the floor to you, bro. Islam, you were correct.
Right, but Join us Monday for that. We know that Sun's ruling over that fourth house still, but now that Sun's in Gemini, it's just communication and writing here. So maybe getting with some of your loved ones. Maybe just doing like some kind of painting or drawing or something in that fashion. Just just being open to communication. Probably could be a lot of different family anxieties being healed throughout this sun cycle as well. So just be open to communication, both sides. With that, I'll yield the floor. Next up, occurring after the sunrise, we have a lunar Jupiterian sextile.
Oh no, it's before. Forgive me. Yeah, it's definitely before. Forgive me. There it goes.
Whew. Let's say, everybody in the chat, put the eyes emoji. Because I don't think me and Brother Jag ain't had it happen yet. So put that eyes emoji and see who's going to have it first.
Yeah, I definitely just had a 6th house one, though. And 7th. It's all good. I yield.
So put 1 pair of eyes for the 6th, 2 pair of eyes for the 7th. Right, so we have this lunar Jupiterian sextile here. Luna's in the 4th. So that's some, wow, she loves that accidental dignity there, right? Jupiter's in the 2nd. Wow, that's actually going to be a very beautiful 2 to 3 days. Luna and Jupiter, are in sextile, but they're in mutual reception by exaltation. Would you looky. Astro.
That is absolutely correct, Mundo.
So be open to just learning a lot of new things and just becoming aware of the things that are coming up within you. This is good for some soul development and also just feelings and reactions. So you can really grasp your triggers. I know I've been working on that for myself, but when things come up, especially when things challenge your beliefs, be open to not letting cognitive dissonance block you out from getting the things that ye needs to receive because ye doesn't want to deal with it, or it's not what you believe, or it's not what everyone else is doing. Just really be open to that and become aware of it. Hey man, my own mindset and ears is blocking me from the things that I've been looking for, that I've been praying for or waiting for or working towards too. With this. So this is emotional expansion. And also just like I said, just filling out what you need to feel and taking the time to breathe and adjust to how you're feeling and know why you're feeling what you're feeling. Saturn, Uranus are the rulers of the ascendant. Uranus in the 3rd, Saturn in the 1st. So it could be some things that are being restricted within oneself, or some things could just be more disciplined, and just feel that change and let that fire that ye's feeling within yourself be able to burn in a harmonious way. And with that, I yield the floor. Next up, we have a solar Martian sextile.
I noticed I didn't hit. Okay, boom, there we go.
Right, so Sun's in the 3rd, Mars is in the 6th.
There you go.
Hey, I was almost there, but not quite.
There you go.
You want to delineate, bro?
Yo, y'all are hilarious.
Why are you? Hey, yo, it's so funny because my
bro, I know you be
phone
so
down,
tired of me,
that's
bro.
all
I know you
Hey,
do.
yo, you next level.
I know you be so tired of me, bro.
You're next level, bro.
Matter of fact, hold on. Has anybody checked the chat? I don't know if anybody put some ones and eyes in the chat.
Hey, you really next level, bro. You crazy.
He's like, yo, you want to delineate this one? Like, yo, y'all are hilarious, man.
Bro, it's so funny because my phone was down. And all I heard was, bro, you want to delineate? I already knew what was happening, bro.
Islam.
It's pretty cool, right? Sun's in a square with the ascendant, but Sun and Mars are sextiling, and Sun is trine, actually in a applying trine. Actually, no, pardon me, separating, yeah, with Pluto and part of Fortune. So mothers, this one's for you, right? Yeah, I think the sons are really going to be able to start communicating with the mothers, but mothers are going to be waking up, as painful as it may be, right? Forced to make changes, Prophet Noble Drew Ali. But yeah, it's just a change of what everyone is going to be motivated towards doing, right? Or feeling pulled to do, because 0 degrees, new beginning, right? So yeah, just changing up how you communicate, letting your light shine. Mars and Leo, right? This is I see like a lot of actors maybe doing some things, or beings that want to be actors. It's like, hey, fuck what everybody else think. I want to dance, so I'm gonna dance. And being okay with that, and doing whatever necessary work and stretches. This is also like, this is beautiful. Yeah, so mothers, get it together, because this will be over. This can be over by breakfast once the mothers wake up. So I mean, much longer do you want this to be dragged out? All right, so sons, love the mothers, teach them, and know that the matriarchy is over the patriarchy, and that if any beings are trying to push some, oh yeah, this and that, exit stage left. SpongeBob, I'm gonna head out, because how does everyone get here? By mother.
Correct.
So,
through mother.
Sons pushing that other shit, and it ain't it. And there's gonna be a lot of change in that too. A lot of beings gonna have to admit, right? That mothers, no one's higher than them and their mother, and that the mother's been, and just move
which
on.
also means there needs to be a divine balance of respect, because the reason why the matriarchy fell is because there was a overgrowth in ego, which now as the patriarchy wanting to be like, no fair, we want to be like that too, but
who say?
Yeah, so there's this divine balance. However, mother first,
Islam,
then son.
Islam. Natural order.
Flat out.
And no, trans women are not women. Sorry, I had to get that out too. I've been saying that dumbass shit.
Well, I said astrologers need to be in harmony with nature. If you're not, like I said, if you're not Moorish American, if you're not someone who is on the principle pertaining to your nationality, you can say whatever it is you want to say to try to circumvent that. You got to be in harmony with nature, because that's what the masters on this planet are about. Masters on this planet are about mastering the workings pertaining to nature. You can't be some trainee astrologer. No offense to you. We have colleagues within our, major astrological organization. I mean, dude be wigged up and made up astro enthusiast guy, girl. All right, just pardon me, Shem. Excuse me, sure. Let me stop.
That's an artist. That's an artist, actually.
What, sure?
Sure. Right.
Well, sir is not sure, like a she, sir.
Sure. She,
Sir and her.
CHER. That's an artist. Sure.
Oh, yo, stop, yo. Stop. Stop. It's funny. Her and Sir does have a song together, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey, her.
right? Y'all are hilarious, yo. Anyway,
However,
do your thing, yo. I yield.
However, just divine balance with that, with the drive and, just kind of your purpose and, what are you feeling within yourself, right? And yeah, guys, become conscious, become more conscious, more aware of yourself, and the things that you are even projecting. So if these things that we are so caught seeing, right, through our eyes, through our sense, ain't right, you might want to, look in the mirror and then really look within and, just start fixing that. So, opportunity just to grow upon the things that we see within ourselves and the things that we project out into the world. With that, I'll yield the floor. Next up, we have a lunar Saturnian trine. Oh no! Oh, my chest. Hold on, my heart.
Yo, you're
hey man, Saturn the 7th. This is a horary question. We can't do it. Skip on to the next.
Yo, you're hilarious.
Yeah, skip on to the next. And it's 27 degrees too. Oh yeah, nope.
You're the astrologer.
Definitely astrology.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna be the querent.
Right.
All right, but all right. So we got Luna back in the 11th. Would you look at that? And Saturn the 7th. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Yeah, I would say for this, with Luna being in the 11th, making trine to Saturn, set you up some social media boundaries, maybe beings are going to be maybe like pulling themselves out of some groups that they no longer need to be in. Also maybe just not maybe being on there so much or just watching out the content they consume. Maybe someone's too telling their loved one, right? If they have a lover, that maybe they need to retract themselves from the things that they do as well. Saturn the 7th is boundaries, but maybe just become responsible. So maybe also becoming more responsible. It's like, yo, babe, if we together, why the fuck you on the internet showing your ass type shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, just once again comes back to that Sun Mars sextile, just finding boundaries, balance, and respect for those that, in those relationships or whatever, just respecting. And Sun's ruling that chart. Look at that, 27 degrees, 27 minutes. That's a 9.
9.
10th. So yeah, taking those thoughts of wanting to harm others and just getting creative with that energy, making something more purposeful, more meaningful. And yeah, guys, and just tune into the higher learning of it all.
That is very interesting because that's within the astrological degrees of both Leo and Aquarius, bro.
Get your synastry. Get your synastry, man. Come to us. Don't go to those other astrologers, man. Come to Southern Hill Star.
those astro enthusiasts. Don't go.
Yeah, my partner, those astro enthusiasts.
Well, we want to get our tarot astro enthusiasts. The brothers handle tarot, and we would send you to Brother Sean. You know what I mean? Honestly, for your tarot. Until I'm ready.
We do it all, baby. We multi-dimensional.
Brother Jay, I'm still looking through my stuff too. I'm always just. It's like I'm always reading.
We're not just astrologers, for the record.
Correct.
Real, like I said, Reiki, CMOS, like we do it all, man. Like we literally do it all. We are, the so-called, jack of all trades, as they would say,
Gotcha.
We got a hookup. All of
the
you.
King of all trades.
Telling you, 7 Hill Star give those delineation, make you say, But
yeah, no, right.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, maybe I'm get a feeling too for those that do tarot, maybe an increase in like love readings, but But I would say, if you're not loving yourself first, trying to jump to, somebody else, it ain't gonna work until you love yourself first. With that, I'll yield the flow.
Yes,
You
wow.
love yourself.
Love yourself.
Love yourself.
Yeah, it's your last testimony, broski.
Lunar Mercury.
So Lunar Mercurial sextile.
Yeah, man. I don't know, bro. You got to get through Wednesday. How many you got for Wednesday? Let me look.
3.
I ain't even worried about. Oh, you only got 2. At least one of them got to be, man.
No, I'm Wednesday. He got Tuesday.
I got tomorrow. Yeah.
Jack, Tuesday. Oh, you got 3.
I mean, yeah, Tuesday.
3 got
Tomorrow.
At least 6 house, bro.
Yo. Y'all are hilarious, bro.
So Luna is in the 8th. Pardon me, 10th house at 8 degrees 3 minutes. Oh, Mercury's in Toro in the 8th. Man, Mercury's been at Taurus at 8th house a lot. And it's retrograde, so yeah, a lot of things are gonna be coming up, especially now Mercury's out of retrograde, but still in shadow. So some things that has been a mystery, right? Self has been a mystery to you. And maybe like, what do you mean I'm a mystery to my own self? Have you really been, seeing how you communicate, how you feel things, why you do things the way that you do? How do you react to things? I'm pretty sure no, right? So let me answer that for you. Maybe it's a growth opportunity. A lot of intuition could be, strengthening, or folks, becoming more aware of, their own natural abilities that we all have, so they don't have to praise others for things. It's like, hey, not in a sense of, trying to compete, but like, hey, like Brother San said, look what I can do. It's like, I can do that too. I don't have to keep, looking at these things, outside of me.
And again, just for the record, when I say that part in that song, I'm instructing Mother to say, look what I can do, to make sure we clear that up. Bro.
Venus is that chart ruler, but it's once again ruled over by Luna. So just the beauty and harmony is really going to come through loving yourself and take care of yourself here. So yeah, it's possibly like some communications coming on here, or just working with someone on some projects like therapy, really able to start taking account of astrology, because that's the missing part of it. But not to knock it, it's just an extra added layer of security to these things. And yeah.
While we were live, speaking on this Mercury being in 8th house a lot, while we were live at, I think, 59 minutes ago exactly, a commission for judicial discipline emailed us back, and I just sent it to the bros. That's why when you said that, I said, I got a Mercury in the 8th house communication right here.
We can't make this up. And we don't need to be crying. We just do what we do.
Not only did they use like a lot of things coming up, or people want to be like saying how things go in the background for real. I promise you, I didn't ask for what they attached in that email, but I think we're all going to have a really good laugh. Who did it? Oh, okay, make sure you fill this out then. Oh, yes. Oh, wait till you open that email, Rose. All right, I yield.
Yeah, I yield as well. I'm going to get on y'all's ass too right here.
All right. Yeah. It's a sunrise. I got to put on up for Brother Jag, and then you got the controls, broski doski.
Got you.
Islam. That's why I was just looking at that email. I'm like, yo, look at this. Damn, son, I didn't even ask for this. I didn't even ask for that. And they're like, here, you need this and this. It's like, oh, I see. All right, okay, I see. All righty. They're like, this is our purpose, and we don't actually handle this, but if you want us to handle this, fill this out and fill that out. I was like, right, Ace Ventura, I feel like knowing that moment. Okay. Anyway, I yield. We yield the floor to our beloved brother, in whom we're well pleased with the sauce, brother Terrell Smart Bay, Islam.
Islam. All right, so we're looking at the 23rd of May. 2023 Christian calendar year. 1443 would be Moor's calendar year, right? Sun's at 2 degrees Gemini, 2 minutes.
2 days before one of the greatest days ever, right, brother?
That's
Jag?
for sure. That's for sure. And they don't even know. They don't need to know who it's for. You know what I mean?
All right,
But so yeah, on this day, on the 23rd of May, this would really just be like an initiation to really start speaking up. And like I said previously, for the 18th, I was speaking about writing down your dreams, or writing your dreams down every morning. So that could be sort of a routine now, or that could be starting to be processed as a routine, because you may, start to connect to certain things that, like Brother Sean was saying, like, just separating yourself from that fanatical or unreal, sense of being, and connecting to the reality, the ultimate reality, metaphysics, so to speak, separating the wheat from the chaff, just as simple as that. Just really being very mindful on what you are taking into consideration, so to speak, just to keep it short and sweet, right? So yeah, just really pay attention to your thought process, and I would recommend to write down most of your thoughts, so you can like go back to it, like I said, 28 days from the 18th, and you'll see some sense of growth within yourself, and or within the people that you may be relating with, or closest to. There could be some sort of let's just say expansion within the the ones that you're closest to, so to speak, right? And within yourself too, because it's a connection to self. So now you're able to navigate properly without crashing the ship, so to speak, right? So moving on, Mars is going to square Jupiter, and this is before sunrise. So this is pretty cool. This is
it's cool, all right.
Oh God. So yep, it happened. Mars is in the 6th house, as Brother Sean just so beautifully wanted, right? So you see Mars is here in the 6th, and
it seems so down, brother.
Jupiter is in the 2nd house. Jupiter's in the 2nd, in Taurus. 1 degree, 28 minutes, and so is Mars. 1 degree, 28 minutes, and Leo. So yeah, I would recommend to be very mindful on what the children are doing with any type of sharp objects, scissors, knives, anything like that. Anything that has a pointy tip at the end of it, right? So really just be mindful of children messing around with things they shouldn't be messing around with. But also, this is like a great shift in routine, like I basically just said, with Mars being in the 6th. Now there's like this activation on just basically taking your life more seriously, or you could be coming to terms with certain nutritional habits, that were basically depleting your energy, and then coming to terms with the nutritional habits that gives you energy or vitalizes you, so to speak. So this is a bittersweet moment of removing certain things from the day-to-day routine, or the eating habits, or things that you may be studying, or things that you may have misprocessed or miscomprehended. Now is the time where it's like it kind of clicks. Everything starts to make sense, and now you're able to actualize and articulate things a little bit more effectively, without, let's just say, without the process of doubt, or really being afraid to speak up. So yeah, this moon square Jupiter is like it's connecting to it's connected to nature in a sense. And then Brother Sean said it earlier, like really honoring your ancient foremothers and forefathers. And now, like, yeah, it's like a graduation is happening here. But at the same moment that this graduation is happening, it's like someone having stage fright. So they're afraid to walk across the stage or something like that. You know what I mean? But now it's really that moment of recognizing your fear is the moment of courage now, because now you can, you know that weakness, and now you can address it with the right attitude, so it isn't no longer hindering you from actualizing and or articulating the things that might have been a challenge before this moment, right? So now this is the, like I said, the clarity moment, the aha moment, the light bulb goes off. So yeah, just really trust yourself with this Mars squared Jupiter energy, and don't be so hasty on like let's just say theological differences or religious differences or whatever. Find the unity within that different culture, so to speak, because it's more than likely similar to what you already know, right? Moving on to the next aspect. Again, I got the moon and Venus. They're conjunct this time. So yeah, this is like a great day to really just be with your elders, the ones closest to you, the ones that really mean the most to you, so to speak. Your elders, your mother, your grandmother, your nana, right? So Moon and Venus are 17 degrees Cancer, 1 minute, in the first house at that. So this is this is a self-identity change, and just maybe going to the thrift store or wherever you shop at to get get some new fresh garments. Also, possibly you could be looking to get a new book, or a book based on agriculture, or yeah, this is like a self-love day though. This is really just going to if you're not going to the spa is at home. You're taking care of your consort, your lady. If you are in if you have a matrimonial obligation, so to speak. What you got going on, bro?
I said, what kind of spy? I mean, quit, Jack.
You said what?
I said, what kind of spy?
Y'all are hilarious, yo.
So don't just ignore him right now. So this would be like this would be a great time to do like a face mask. Just turmeric, what's it called? The turmeric face mask or something like that. Something natural, but it's also like DIY, doing it on your own or at home, so to speak. And again, like I said, it could be with someone very dear to you, your consort, or it could just be your mother or your father, or someone very that just moves you emotionally. Or this could be just a great time to. Oh yeah, so if it's not a facial, face mask, maybe it's a good day for a pedicure and manicure, maybe. Yeah, right. Where's Gemini? I mean, Mercury's in Taurus, right? Yeah, manicure, pedicure type vibe. Yeah, so take your closest relatives to do something like that, or do it for them at home. All right. Next aspect, we got Moon and Uranus, right? Yeah, so just get out the comfort zone. But again, if you want to stay within your comfort zone and bring the things that you love to the home, that's like, yeah, this would be like the great opportunity to do it, because the moon is in Cancer and is in the 10th house here, right? Yep. And Uranus is in the 9th. Oh yeah, so that's the 9th, yeah.
Yep, correct.
This is interesting. Yeah, maybe you should just go somewhere locally that's or go somewhere that's local, but you've never been to that place, so it can sort of bring you this it'll be a sort of refreshment pertaining to where you live, or you're located near. You may be inspired by something that's very you just probably would have never thought it would be near you, or something like that. It could be like it's some sort of invention, possibly with Uranus being in Taurus. So you could have some sort of agricultural class, right? Maybe like 4 miles from where you where you stay, where you lay your head, so to speak. And that alone is like, that's that initiation into the agricultural world, or you getting back to your ancient foremothers and forefather mindset, which is cultivating your own land and food, so to speak, and get back into that way of living rather than, how we have been told to live based off of the 15-minute increments. You wake up and then you got 15 minutes to do that, and then next 15 minutes you'll be going to wherever that program. It's basically just breaking that whole program of insanity. Literally.
And misery.
Yes. And misery. So the insanity and misery program are basically being annihilated with very ancient and archaic principles being rediscovered, for the common people at large, because the moon is the people and it's in Cancer. So the people, everyone is starting to get what economic security actually is. And it's not being based in, let's just say, Federal Reserve notes. Right. Alrighty. I yield with that. And then, I'm done. Yeah. Islam. I thought I had one more. Islam.
So here
Brother
we
Sean?
go. Yeah, Islam. So I know I have the 24th. We're closing on out here, guys. Remember, this is the day that you're going to make sure that, Brother Jag just finished up. Again, you guys out there near the West Coast, make sure you set your alarm clock for nighttime, right? On the 23rd, about 2100 hours, 36 minutes and 9 seconds, or 9:36:09 post meridian Pacific. Set your alarm clock, because that's going to be the time that you go to commit starting germinating your seeds or putting them in the soil. And again, like the bros pointed out, Luna and Jupiter are in a mutual reception by exaltation. I think it's going to be a very fruitful harvest when it's time to harvest whatever it is that you plant that bears fruit, above ground at that time. Those out there near the central time zone, right, midwesting it, so to speak, make sure you're setting your alarm clock for about 2300 hours, 36 minutes and 9 seconds, so that you can begin doing your germination, so to speak, quote unquote, of your seeds, and or putting those in the ground for plants bearing fruit above ground. And those that are East Coasting it, all right, like from here near the perspective near the Baltimore Corporation, Maryland State Republic, you guys set your alarm clock for 36 minutes and 9 seconds just after midnight and begin your germination and things of that nature, because you're going to have about a 6-hour window to knock that out. You got till about 6, maybe a little before 6:30, right, for the East Coast, a little before 5:30 for Central. Did I say that right? Yeah. Yeah, a little before 3:30 for Pacific. So you guys got about a 5-6 hour window, maybe 5-hour 45-minute window to get all these seeds germinated. All righty. So that's just kind of what I'm looking at there, honestly. And so they can grow and do the things that they do. Right. With that being said, what am I doing here? Did I press something and didn't need to press it? Hold on. Let me see. Make sure that joint goes down. I think that's what was brought up. So it's blocking out. Give me 1 second, guys. We should be good. All right. All right, there we go. It's down. No worries, Brother Sean. I got you. Right? All right. Sunrise on the 24th. All righty. Taking place at 3 degrees Gemini exactly. Jesus, Bruce Christ. Happening right there. It's just right outside of the degrees of draughtsmanship, if I'm not mistaken. I think it's 1 or 2 degrees Gemini degrees of draughtsmanship. So maybe you want to review the things that you wrote. All right. However, let's just really focus on the fact that, again, here is where you might want to pay attention to that communication within your subconscious mind. Maybe really check that inner child and move accordingly to that. You find yourself making plans to link up with a sibling. Allow those plans with ye sibling to be that where you don't feel that you're getting made fun of about the decisions or things that you want to do or have made in life thus far. Begin to map out a means of communication for one another to accept each other's differences, even though you all may come from the same womb. And with that, I yield the floor. We're going to move into the first testimony I have here. It's actually Luna's going to try Neptune. All right, it's happening actually just a little bit before sunrise, maybe about 39 minutes before sunrise. It's actually taking place, right? So with that being said, let's bring that phone up, right? So it's happening at about 11 minutes and 42 seconds at the 0500 hour or 5:11:42 anti-meridian Eastern. All righty. And that's actually taking place, right? That's actually taking place where Luna is in the third house, right? At about 27 degrees, right? So this is still within that time frame, like I was speaking about, right before it hits 28 degrees. Because, you know, the reason why I was telling you guys the planet, the times I was telling you, that's right when Luna hits 25 degrees Cancer. And then you got that's about that roughly 5.5 to 6 hour window of making sure your seeds are germinated, right? So that when you're, you know, knocking that out, you'll get to observe the results of your harvest. However, Lunar in Cancer in the third houses means that we're making sure that we're securely communicating that which is on our subconscious mind, as well as finding that complete harmony and how we're actually instituting that communication, alrighty, by making sure that we're sharing with others that which is just really in harmony with your astrology, or maybe you'll be communicating some things with astrology. I really sense very strongly you guys will be either listening to this live or lives previous, and it will make you schedule your mirror AstroLiteracy session. So I and my brothers are looking forward to you scheduling those sessions, with Saturn actually ruling over the 11th house while in the 11th, while in Pisces, though, which you can actually find is a means for you to have the essentials that are very fortunate for instituting some lessons that you have definitely learned, so to speak, if I'm not really going too far and saying what it is I'm saying, but those lessons that you're actually learning, maybe something that you developed in early childhood development. All right. And it's actually playing a part in the values that you actually reap from your peers, as far as your standing amongst your peers. What is your status amongst your peers, and the values that come there from what's being shared and or poured out due to the fortunate essentials, and how you're actually instituting a communication that's necessary to, thoroughly secure what's on your subconscious mind. What are you possessing, right? When it comes to owning who you really are. What I mean by that, like being accountable. This is a huge moment in exerting accountability, and what will actually happen in this moment pertaining to accountability. There will be results where beings will either look to you for further information, and or they will refer other beings to you, because now you're being trusted as someone who will not betray them or their loved ones that they may send to you to receive the same outcome that they felt that they received, even if it's not the same outcome. Just the fact that they can interact with someone who's being honest and sincere without actually, what's the term, without compromising the integrity. All right. And with that, I yield the floor. There's going to be a lunar void of course, right? After this, moon goes void of course about 5 hours and 22 minutes. So guys, don't make any major transactions till after about 10:34 anti-meridian Eastern, because that's when Luna's ingressing Leo. All right. Luna's going to ingress Leo, all righty, at this time. And very interestingly, I knew it. I knew Luna was going to eventually conjunct Mars. And I'm definitely going to speak to that one there, right? It's very Luna conjunct Mars is like someone having a Cancer ascendant almost. It's like I think people with like Moon and Aries, Cancer on the first house, Aries on the fourth, you're going to definitely feel the effects of this whole Luna Martian conjunction, but we're not there yet. However, Luna in Leo, Luna ingressing Leo, actually ingressing the sign that is about, possessing the values, right? So it's second to its home sign, right? So here, just by sign, Luna would be in a constant new moon state, right? And in terms of it being in a sign that the sun rules. So when moon and sun together in any way, shape, or form, from my eyes and in my perspective, I see a new moon. So there's going to be some fresh beginnings here. All righty. And it's going to be really fresh in self-reflection. People are going to really find the beauty within themselves and really move forward on some things. You may even think you may have been someone who has always kept your hair short for a really long time. And now you're like, you know what? I'm going to grow it out. I'm just going to let this hair grow on out. And I'm going to see myself this way because now I find it beautiful for me. Instead of just wearing a Caesar or the Boosie fade, I'm going to actually just let my hair grow out. I'm going to, wear what some people call the Baltimore Corporation. I'm just going to shape up my cruddy for real. You know what I'm saying? So it's just going to be like, hair all over the place, not combed, not brushed, however, well shaped up. Right. And with that being said, what ones can be able to do is actually reveal that there's always been something within inside of them, but they've been only presenting themselves in the fashion to be safe within, corporate acceptance. And I can see a lot of people really allowing that to be let go. So this may be the day that one has also let their hair grown so a certain length, and now you're actually locking your hair, right? Because Leo, a lion, they have manes, right? So I think something's going to really take place here with hair growth more than hair cutting. And with that, I yield the floor. That's funny. That's pi. 7 degrees, 22 minutes, the ascendant and the descendant, but pi is 22/7. So I was just like, wow, that's interesting. Anyway, moving forward, just about 30 minutes after that, Luna is reflecting Pluto. Looky, Astro Cookie. A lot of first deacon type of, transits that are taking place here. A lot of first deacon transits. Not surprised one bit that there's a lot of first deacon transits, to be completely honest with you. So with that being said, this is happening in the 12th and 6th house. Look, Pluto's there in the 6th again, right? I think people are going to be if not a promotion, this is when someone actually moves forward after putting in their 2 weeks. And this is either a quit to go to a new position or a quit to step out and do one's own venture. And what kind of venture this is, I'm telling you, it definitely has something to do with some passion with art. If you are one who actually is into, doing hair actually, or some type of cosmetological, because it's called cosmetology, so cosmetological kind of venture, this is when you're going to really move forward. You're just going to really be brave, strap those boots up, so to speak, proverbially speaking, and just really move forward in making that transformation in what it is that you do every day. You may find that you had to make sacrifices in a certain way. However, in you making those sacrifices to run your own venture, you'll find yourself probably in 3 months or less having some finances in a way where it's like, okay, you know what? I have this going on, or I have these resources, if it's not quote unquote so-called finances, but you will have a means to an end provided to you. And it's really going to depend upon how you actually tie your own spiritual values. Actively tying your own spiritual values to really secure those resources that you have, so that you can be able to not only make that transformation, however, also beget, so to speak, quote unquote, beget more opportunities in the dimensions to manifest, or what some people call in the future. And what will actually take place is you having multiple seeds, quote unquote, planted in different areas, and you'll be reaping the fruit for probably off of those 3 months for probably about 3 years, so that you can be able to gauge things appropriately and just make sure you're managing appropriately, because Pluto does represent accounting to me as well as psychology. So make sure you're being very accountable for the psychology that you use in order to take care of those that seek out your product, as well as make sure you're being prudent with your finances. And with that, I yield the floor. Next, we have a lunar Jupiterian quartile, right? So we're making sure we're securely stimulating our expansion. And with securely stimulating the expansion coming right after what I just mentioned there, Luna is clearly in the 11th house. 11th house is dealing with sharing. So making sure you're really being very sharing in how you treat your children, you treat someone else's children in that fashion, right? Luna in the 11th house. However, Jupiter is clearly there in the 8th. And what you're going to be doing with that Jupiterian energy there, now Luna is no longer, in mutual reception with Jupiter. However, what you can actually have stimulated here is a means to really secure children having certain trusts. You may actually find that your child is friends with another child who may not have the whole mother-father dynamic as your child does. So what you can do is find a means to possibly have them be around your child a little more, enjoy those outings and having fun, since it's the quote-unquote summer is brewing. You may find that your child and someone else that they're really have developed a friendship with, they're going to be taking on almost a very sibling-like interaction. And what will happen now is that the whomever else's child that is that may not get or be able to possess the things that are valued while they're around your children, they'll be able to carry that. You'll be planting a real seed here. And they'll be able to carry that into their grown life. And once they have children, they'll be able to establish something for their own children, because you were the mother and or father that they needed when they were younger, at a time where really, if you weren't there for them, they probably would have really went down a bad road. And this is probably also dealing with people dealing with adoption also. So if you have adopted someone, and because they've recently lost, like they were probably with their grandfather or something, they really, wanted to be there with their grandfather, or they stayed with an uncle, and now the grandfather either transitioned or the uncle has been incarcerated, so to speak. Now this is your means to make sure that they develop a mindset where they don't think that every time people care for them, or they think they're somewhere safe, that it's always gets messed up or it's not going to go right. This is your means to be that angel for them. And with that, I yield the floor. Now we're on to that Luna Martian conjunction. Looky, Astro Cookie, very much like first, like the ascendant on Cancer, or like Aries on the 4th, or Mars in Cancer type energy, or Luna in Aries type energy. However, and look where it's taking place. It is taking place in the 10th house. It's really between the degrees too, like 2 degrees. Jesus, Mary and Joseph, man. Because I know that placement really well, where these 2 planets are going conjunct. It's between homicide and biliousness. So here's where you're going to want to make sure you really control your emotions, because wrong decision making will definitely lead down. It will lead to multiple outcomes of horrible consequences. And I know we're no doom and gloom astrologers. However, this is where you're going to have to really make sure you value what it is that you have, instead of seeking to fight, so to speak. Now, if it's a jurisprudence fight that good fight, and make sure you have what it is that you need, because the only ones that are going to be losing out are those that are just really pushing unlawfully. However, if it's a fight where you can just walk away, like it's a physical fight, you can just walk away and, you know what I mean, have what it is that you need. You walking away from that fight, you'll be glad that you did, because you'll probably see something within that next, 7 days or so. You'll actually see that being that was, trying to cause you any type of negative interaction, they've either allowed themselves to get caught in a worse situation than what they was trying to cause you to be in, or you'll recognize that they met the same opposition that they tried to have you meet, but they weren't able to deal with it the way that you were, and it may end in not so good ways. Alrighty, with Mars ruling the 7th, as well as Mars ruling the 2nd. It just really says to me that these are beings who will probably put themselves in a situation, who, wrongfully act out on their emotions here. They're really going to see that it would have been a lot more beneficial for them to just really just mind their manners and just really recognize what it is that they do have. Like, oh yeah, you know what? I got a family. Hey, you know what? I do have this going on for me. Hey, you know what? I just got this coming in delivery. I need to go, tinker around with that, learn that program and or read that book or whatever. When I say program, I'm talking about like a computer program or something. And, what I can really see taking place here is that, if you be prudent, exert reason and be prudent, you'll have one of these, whew, that could have been me moments. And with that, I yield the floor. Last but not least, alrighty, our final transit here is the solar lunar sextile. That's a pretty cool way to close on out this particular 7-day tropic medical astro weather report. Alrighty, so Sun is clearly in Gemini. Alrighty, in the 8th house. Hey, look at that. That's really just speaking to creative communication, creative inherited communication, right? Someone may say, you may notice a certain family member or maybe somebody you like that's an artist. Let's say, for example, if they're a singer, you're like, hey, man, they sound like this guy from the past or whatever. Moon is there. Clearly in the 9th house, right? So it may be somebody not only sound like someone else that you've actually observed or witnessed or someone in their family, or however, you'll realize that it's wild because they may have a certain foreign look to them. It may be a child, right? That may have been a product of Moors from different backgrounds. Let's say, it could have been an Albion son with a Moorish mother, or Moorish son with an Albion mother. Not advocating or promoting, just saying with that being said, one will see the traits of some elder prior to that child's manifestation, and you will see characteristics in them, and probably even the way they speak as the older they get. However, collectively speaking, what does that mean for you all collectively? What it really is saying for me collectively is make sure you guys are thoroughly finding the beauty, alrighty, and not being so quite egotistical. However, in your soul's, progression and destiny, make sure you are giving what is necessary for the growth of the youth so that they can actually be ones that are active in providing for those that come after them, right? This whole seed planting thing that's happening in Cancer, it's not just on the level of pertaining to your garden, all right, or your greenhouse. It's really speaking to some things I'll even say 25 years from now, and you'll actually see. So pay attention to the children you're bringing up, you're helping to raise now. And in 25 years, you'll think yourself that you took the time to nurture their garden, which is their mind, accordingly. And with that, I yield the floor, guys. We'd like to thank you all for joining us for this, for our 7-day tropic medical astro weather report, guys. All we can really say here to you all, actually, oh, you know what did I hit there? I must have hit another button. Is that it? There we go. Let me put it on 4. Okay, boom, there we go. Scene 4. I must have hit another button and didn't recognize it. So with that being said, guys, what you can do is make sure you go to 7 Hill Star. astrologyfirm.com and sign up for our email list. You know, that email is coming out. All righty, I'm going to probably prepare it right after this. I know I got quite a bit of sharing to do as far as the different things we got going on. I think I'm going to open up the donation site for Bonfire again. I'm going to probably relaunch those campaigns for the hoodies and t-shirts and things of that nature. What, a hoodie in summertime? Let me give you a bit of wisdom. Yes, it's hot outside. These are hoodies to wear inside. I don't know about you, but nobody wants a cold, let alone one in the summer. So when you go in someone's home and they just be having like the AC on 65, make sure you have something warm to wear. Like seriously, don't be a dickhead. Like just say respectfully. Don't do it. Don't be foolish, right? Don't be on some like craziness, right? However, I will be opening up relaunching the Bonfire campaign so you guys can get your hoodies and tank tops and t-shirts and things of that nature. I know a lot of people when they saw the the units for transaction for those things, people were laughing at me, right? And some of my loved ones, they were laughing. It was like, whoa, that's kind of low, man. You should be asking at least for like 70 for a hoodie. And I was like, really? Like, wow. Like, what do you bros think? 70 for a hoodie? What do you guys think in the chat? Let me check the chat. What do y'all say, right? Is it really when people are pushing their t-shirts and hoodies and tank tops? A tank top is like 25. No, it's a t-shirt is like 40 and a hoodie is 7. Like, what's going on out there? Am I really just a Kirito wearing kind of guy? I'm serious. Let me see what you guys are saying in the chat. If anyone's saying anything, let me re-acknowledge those that are in the chat also.
None of that, right? Bro.
Huh?
A hoodie, folks that drop 100, 200, 300 for some other shit. I ain't hearing that for real.
Wowzers, man. Antonio Bay says Islam Moor. Just recapping. Well, not recapping, but just going over again. Antonio Bay says Islam Moors. I think that's Mother Aya Yinka Bay, open 642. Mother Aya says greetings. She said 57 minutes, right? That boy, of course, when he was talking about that, yeah, people can't wait 57 minutes. Mother Zahar says Islam, peace and love. 57 code for 5G. Indeed. Way to peep that one, right? Because 7 is indicative of G, the 7th letter of the alphabet. Indeed. Open 642 says she's great about it. She's grateful about it. Maya, hey Maya B says peaceful greetings. Brother Jadon says Islam kin folks, peace and love to you all. Mother Sahar says absolutely, we call you truthful. Indeed, mother, indeed. Coronation voices. Let me stop, y'all. I know for those of y'all that see that, right? Let me stop, y'all. I'm gonna stop. You started it, open 642. Coronation voices. Somebody in one of those comments of that video, for who's ever seen that video, right? One of the comments said, when he hit that napi, I felt that. Like, what, yo? Like, what? Like, what? Yo, what? We think Brother Sean and Brother Terrell be on one, yo. Like, yo, I'm telling you, a lot of people have that comedy vibe, man. Seriously, right? Figure out how to creatively harm others. That's R said for one of those transits, right? That's hilarious.
Yes.
Open 642 says lion's mane. Yes, indeed. You know, it's funny with that whole lion, with Luna ingressing Leo. Some people may come across the lion's mane mushroom and eat that and enjoy it, right? That's how that's looked at, right? See, open 642 know what I'm saying about that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. All right. Important position. Open 642 says Mother Carmisha Bay says Islam Moors, Islam 7 Hill Star Astrology Firm. Indeed. Brother Derek Blash Bay says Islam, everyone. And of course, open 642 is laughing at that. Guys, at about 5 o'clock Eastern, right? 1700 hours Eastern, which would be 1600 hours Central, 1400 hours Pacific. Mother Malik is going live. Alrighty, you guys know Mondays and Wednesdays for her May marathon. Mondays and Wednesdays, she's doing the if I'm not mistaken, they're doing like case review, and then on Fridays it's the court strategy. Is that what it is? Court strategy on Fridays. Tuesday and Thursdays is always the same at 3 Eastern or 1500 Eastern, 1400 Central, 1200 Pacific. That's the Friends-in-Law Bible study. However, Malika's going live every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday during the month of May, right? During May. So you guys already know, after this, prepare yourselves to enjoy that Zoom with Malika. I think, like I said, they're doing case review, right? Looking over court cases, asking questions. Guys, if you're with it, you already know. Come on through, right? I know it's a few of you who I said I'm going to send the Zoom links to, so you guys can be able to have that for yourselves, for yourselves, right? And any questions, comments, and/or suggestions out there, though, guys? Questions, comments, and/or suggestions going once?
Read chapter 3 from your circle 7 Holy Quran.
Islam. Chapter 3, is that Unity? Is chapter 3 Unity?
No, that's Elihu's lessons. Unity of life. Well, yeah, unity of life. Yeah.
Is unity of life. Okay, got you. I was close. Okay, just wanted to make sure. I just want to make sure, right? And it's funny too, because we're doing the countdown, right? Every Sunday. So that means this Sunday coming up, we'll be doing chapter 43. Right, man, chapter 44. That's why I said them joints 40 through 44 with the wrong mindset, motherfucker will feel guilty as shit reading them. with the right mindset, it'd be like, oh snap, right? Shout out to the Exalted Cyclops, because in doing writ preparation, brother Corey had added chapter 44, verse 6 to a writ. And I'm telling you, like, bruh, it's getting to the point where we can see even more. And it's always been like this. So it's like, one doesn't just, you can quote any holy book, but shout out to Brother Terrell Tamari Bay that shared in our Instagram chat, Rule 902. And it's like, man, like, oh, so what are you standing on? They'll just put this Quran and 101 on a docket. How do you like
Islam?
You know what I'm saying? However,
legal documents.
Basically, you know what I'm saying? So with that being said, and Brother Jadon L says, always informative, gratitude indeed. I know I don't usually say this, but you guys, do the like button thing, and subscribe. Make sure you hit the notification bell. Maybe I need to do that more, I guess. I don't know. I just be so about, let's get the information out to the people, and they should know it's YouTube. Let me hit like, you know what I'm saying? Let me hit subscribe and the notification bell, so when bros go live every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I can catch it. I know they're not on some bullshit. He's not going to have kittens playing around with balls of yarn or some sisters in turbans, but clapping them cheeks up in a G-string. Like, that's probably the only disappointment with certain beings. I'm not saying you guys. I'm like, damn, these brothers just talking about knowledge for real. Shit, they ain't even talking about that bullshit they be talking about in those woke communities. Right, it's all good. Mother Sahar says, gratitude to the brothers at Seven Hill Star. Indeed, beloved mother. Questions, comments, and or suggestions going twice. Right? Questions, comments, and or suggestion bros going thrice. I think this is the part where we be like, be yourselves and donate, guys. On behalf of all my beloved brothers in whom I'm well pleased, Brother Terrell Samari Bay, Brother Sean Ali Mel, Brother Corey Bay, Brother Arvin Walla Bay, and I, Brother Hassan Ghazio Bay. This is where we say to you all, namaste. Namaste, namaste, y'all. Islam. Peace and love. Peace and love, y'all.